Welcome back to a new video. Today, what we're going to see is what happens every single day to you guys in solo queue is how to close out games when you have a good lead, or how to snowball the games so you finish the games earlier and you don't take so much time and give an opportunity to the enemy team to come back in the game. I see every single day when I coach that the games are going really well, and then in mid game, late game, people really don't know what to do. It's a very important part of the game. Here I'm going to explain 3 important things to close out the games that will help you guys a lot if you understand them and you put them into practice. Of course, you are playing alone in solo queue. You don't have the rest of your teammates. But as I always explain, you guys need to try to lead a bit your teams as well into victory, explain a bit, or if you understand at least what's happening in the game, you can make better decisions, and maybe you are not going to lose a free win game. That is the most frustrating thing that can happen in League of Legends. Okay, so we are going to see 3 important concepts, and the concepts are why you should not play 1-3-1 in League of Legends. The second one is going to be why it's important to set up vision correctly in mid game and late game. And the third one is going to be, well, you have to watch it and see it. You will have the chapters to go directly to it as well. All right, into the video. Okay, let me explain. The first reason, and the one that I see the most, is not understanding how to play the mid game and how to play the late game and how to move around the map. Okay, so I'm going to explain right now the theory behind it, and then I'm going to show you an example, and we are going to do that with the following points as well. But this one is going to be 1-3-1. What does 1-3-1 means is that in the mid game, normally what should happen and what will happen is top laners are going to be mid lane, top lane or bot lane. So let's just change it up and put our top laners bot. AD carries should go mid lane around minute 14. Why at minute 14? Because you get the move or the prio and the numbers to play the objective that is Herald or the objective that is Dragon as well. And your AD carry normally doesn't want to be silent. Some exceptions can play silent, but most of them cannot. And the mid laners can play better on a silent because they have higher wave clear, better mobility, depends on the champions. Like, for example, in this example, Ahri has good mobility. And the support can also like move better from mid lane to one side lane or the other, and he's not forced to be, for example, let's say he's still bot lane with the AD carry, then he cannot impact top lane as much. He cannot impact top lane at all, and that's a problem in mid game. Okay, so 1-3-1 is a very old concept that has been, like, we're on season 14, so earlier in the seasons a lot of people were doing 1-3-1. 1-3-1 means that we keep the same lanes and we just keep pressuring like this, and maybe the jungler and the AD carry support go together, and we try to get an advantage inside lane. What this usually happens is that you don't advance the game when you play 1-3-1. So in 99% of the cases, 1-3-1 is bad. Okay, I'm not going to say when it's good, because it's probably not going to happen in your solo queue games. You need to be really good and coordinated to do it. So why 1-3-1 is not good to snowball your lead? I'm going to explain you that right now. Is that let's imagine this scenario where this tower is gone, this tower in top lane is gone, and this tower in bot lane is still up. All right. So let's say Erral is pushing the wave. Okay, he pushes the wave. Graves is just farming the jungle like everyone, like any jungler will do in your elo. He's farming the jungle, and Wei is pushing the Ahri. Okay, so how do you get a tower? How do you get this tower? You get this tower by moving around the bot lane, right? Rotating towards bot, putting numbers advantage, and now Wei can go on mid lane, and now we are playing 1-4. Right? Because you are putting numbers, making sure that someone of the enemy team needs to collect top, someone of the enemy team needs to collect mid, and you end up having 4 people on bot lane, and enemy cannot really defend. All right? But if you are playing 1-3-1, what happens is that one, Wei is going to be exposed on getting collapsed by enemy jungler and enemy support, so he could die. And also, you are not putting numbers advantage, so you can dive or threaten a tower. So if Erral is 1v1 against Jinx, Jinx has the tower, so he can wave clear all the time. And if Camille is 1v1 against Cho'Gath, if Cho'Gath just waits under tower or just clears the wave under tower, Camille can never dive, right? So the same goes in top lane. Okay, Ari is going to wave clear, Wei is going to push a wave, she's going to wave clear. This guy is going to push a wave, she's going to wave clear. So what happens in your solo queue games? If the enemy team scales really well and they play really slow, you feel like you are never advancing the game. You are never feeling that the game is going in your favor, or there's a moment that you don't get towers, or there is no action at all. And this is what happens. In solo queue, sometimes the enemy will try to force and they will die, and once they die, then you will get towers. That's the only way you get towers in solo queue. Killing people, picking them up because they do a mistake, and then because they are dead, you are able to advance the game. But if an enemy team doesn't do that, then you feel like, oh, I'm ahead, but we lost the game. Oh, they outscaled, they're better champions. No. Again, how I explain this is now that Erral is able to push the wave, okay, let's say they are able to push the wave, Wei doesn't want to be hitting the tower in mid lane, in top lane all the time, so he moves towards mid lane while this guy moves towards bot lane. And then Cho'Gath needs to respect or get dove, and as for you can dive Cho'Gath every single time. Now he needs to respect, and now you are able to get the tower in bot lane, and then you go back mid lane. That's really simple. And now Wei goes back top lane, on mid, and here you have options. For example, it opens the map a bit more because you have mid tower, top tower, and bot tower gone. And now if Camille has Prayo, Wei has Prayo, they can always move towards mid lane, and you can, for example, dive with Camille on a flank, or you could do what Wei did, is Camille is always going to be on a win on a side lane, so she's going to move towards mid lane, and the rest are going to move towards top lane. So now here, this guy moves, and because they move, they create, again, a numbers advantage. Why? Because Jinx needs to collect bot lane, Maokai and Janna could be topside, but Cho'Gath also needs to collect bot lane, alright? And now you create a scenario where you can even be 5 because Camille can move from mid lane to top lane, and you are rotating around the map. So you don't want to have like people FK perma pushing. What's another mistake that happens a lot while doing 1-3-1 is the following. Camille is pushing all the time. Now Camille gets collapsed by Maokai, and maybe Janna is rotating. They kill Camille. Now Camille is dead. Now Cho'Gath is going to push and move. And now you guys didn't do anything because you are not able to get mid tower. Because maybe you didn't even sync up the waves. So now we are going to see it with an in-game example on what I mean with this. And you for sure identify yourself with this type of situations in theory. And yeah, that's all of it. 1-3-1 is not good. What you want to do is end up being 4 in a lane, or you can even end up being 5 in a lane and putting pressure on towers together. This is going to be the example on how not to play on 3 lanes in high elo. Okay, so how they do it in Challenger and what's going to happen, okay? So Darius, I will pause the game here. Darius pushed out this wave already. And instead of keep going pushing, that this is what happens 95% of the time in your elo, in lower elo, like even in Diamond, this happens often, because how you guys think is, oh, I will keep pushing and get this tower. No, what he's doing right now, he's putting numbers towards mid lane, and also while they're doing Herald, he's staying in fog, right, on fog of war, so the enemy doesn't see him. So if I press the enemy vision, they don't see where Darius is right now. And also if Darius would continue pushing, he could get collapsed by Gragas, Warwick, and also Brown can move. It can be a disaster and he dies, and at the end of the day, you don't want that, right? Because if you are one less in the map, less pressure. All right, so let's keep watching. Now, once the Herald is gone, now Darius knows he gets his own vision, he clears the ward, and now this move from Darius allows Erral to control the mid wave, and once the mid wave is secured, he's going to go back and keep pressuring bot lane, all right? So now Jace goes back to his top side, And now, also very important, support and jungle playing together. Actually, the support is Corey GG because I wanted to take like professional player and also high-low players, how they play. And notice what is going to happen. Darius is going to keep pressure in bot lane because he's a good and strong champion to pressure. But Jace is not going to keep pushing top. He's not going to keep pushing top. Why? Because now he pushes top and he moves into the jungle. So he can put numbers advantage also in the jungle, and he can put what we call just numbers, right? Because you want to play always as a block of 4. If you don't play as a block of 4 or 5, you will never advance the game, right? So in a lot of your games, one guy will be top lane, 3 guys will be here, and 1 guy will be bot lane, right? 1 guy will be on bot. So you are 1-3-1. But now, even if Darius is splitting, which is okay, right? He can pressure. Now they are still on a block of 4, and they can take a fight because they are stronger, right? They are 3k ahead, so taking fights is fine, but you don't see Jace split pushing here and maybe getting caught, or this guy's getting caught because Jace is top, so they don't have numbers advantage. And now they will take a fight in the jungle, and Darius will keep pressuring, all right? Darius could for sure move mid lane and push mid and also threaten the mid tower, but he's just going to decide to keep pressuring aside because his team is winning, all right? So if you are playing mid lane or top lane, you need to be really aware of, like, for example, if Darius is playing without TP, but if he played with TP and he had TP, he could join this fight. And now they are snowballing their lead. And not only that, is now Darius is also getting the tower, right? Because they were so strong and they kept the block of 4 players, they were able to get an advantage. What's going to happen now is that Darius pushed out the wave. So no one will need to be bot lane for a long time, right? Because the wave crashed so far already. So Jace is going to push this wave as well. And now what they are going to do, blue side team, is they are going to put 5 members mid lane. Why? Because no one needs to go top lane, because the wave, if you look at the minimap, is on enemy tower. And on bot lane is the same reason, right? Syndra is here right now, so it will take a long time for the wave to hit a tier 1 bot. So Darius is going to open to us top side around the river. Now I will pause and we will see this in a minute as well. Very important to have control wards in your games, guys, and we are going to see that on the next point. So Darius is going to move and be around mid lane. You guys see that he's not opening through mid lane directly, he's opening through a side. The same with this block of 3. They're opening through a side and let Ezreal push the wave alone, okay? Some dynamics or some concepts are going to happen in higher elos. Maybe in your elo it's not going to happen like this, but if you know what you have to do as a solo laner or support or jungle, what should happen in this game, then it's going to be totally fine. So now they are going to group as 5 and they will look for a fight. So again, they were 3k ahead. I will pause the game now. They were 3k gold ahead 2 minutes ago, and now they are 7.5k gold ahead. How they did that is Darius was able to move and go back bot lane to pressure, and Jace, instead of keeping pressuring topside, he was able to move with his team in the jungle and play the game, right? So from a 1-3-1 that collecting waves went for a 4-1 and a fight, which was positive for the team. And after this, they opened the map as 5 and got 2 mid towers, also kills, and got massive lead, all right? So this is how you keep snowballing your lead. If you keep 1-3-1ing, your lead is not going to grow. Your windows of opportunity of fighting are not going to grow. And this is a really good example on how to play the game. And now the same thing has to happen. They will play for this tower in top, and they just need to move the prio from bot lane, because you don't really want to hit this tower, towards top lane. All right, guys, so this was a challenger, Grandmaster Challenger example with some professional players. I'm going to show you the second one, that is not buying control wards to set up objectives. And if you don't buy control wards to set up objectives in a winning position, then you are going to probably not snowball enough your lead, because you are giving the chance for the enemy to have vision on where you are playing all the time. And you cannot control the bushes, let them face check, and create better windows of opportunity, right? So let me show you in this example. I will pause the game every time someone bases, okay? So 1 minute till dragon, so 1 minute 05 till next dragon, which is going to be the objective for red side team. Red side team right now is 4k gold up. and we are going to see what happens, okay? So Jin is in base, and right now he has one space for a control ward, for a pink. He has 400 gold, right? And he exits the base without the control ward, right? So he exits base without buying a control ward. Now, Master G is going to push. I mean, this is just random things. Vladimir is also basing, and Vladimir is also going to miss the opportunity to buy a control ward. And also Jana, who's the support player, and this is criminal if you are playing support, is she is also not going to buy a control ward at all. And this is like around gold elo. Vladimir not buying a control ward as well. So at 18 minutes or 19 minutes in the game, you need to make sure that this is not in your inventory. Like 5 ability haste. 5 ability haste instead of a control ward that is 75 gold and will have great value. And that's the thing. You guys don't understand the value of pinks, of control wards. So Vladimir already missed. TF already missed. I mean, TF we didn't see yet, actually. Jin already missed. Jana inted very hard by not buying one. So let's keep going. What's going to happen? Master G is going to die, I think. So Master G is going to die, so he can think right now in base, oh, maybe I should buy a control ward. Let's see how much money does Master G have. He has 300 gold. Let's see what he buys. And Drake is coming up in 30 seconds. TF also basing. Right now he's exiting base. Let's see. He exits the base, 86 gold. He's not buying a control ward. And now 52 gold, 53 gold. I guess maybe he has time to buy one. Like he's going to be able to buy, just afford a control ward. Is Master G going to do it? Is he going to exit base and place a control ward? Buy a control ward? No, he's not. And this is, I'm going to tell you how I do the videos, okay? I just go to my friend list, look for anyone that is gold platinum. This is like gold platinum elo. I look for one game that is a bit long so I can make this video and understand why people don't win the games. And I just, the first replay that I saw, this happens. So Vladimir doesn't buy a pink ward because he has 5 ability haste. So 5 ability haste he thinks is more valuable than buying a control ward. And what Vladimir should be doing is that if he's pushing the side lane right now, if he puts a control ward here for himself, he's going to be so secure. Look the vision that Vladimir has right now. He has no vision at all, playing side lane. Just buy one, instead of 5 ability haste, you place it here or here, and you are good. Now, Jana is not buying any control wards either. Like, she could put her control ward here, and then Jin could put the control ward here, both of them. So they have this controlled. And Master G is not doing anything as well. And TF is basing again for the second time, and he's not buying a control ward either. Second time, 2 times he synced. And now they are going to do the dragon. Vladimir gets hooked, and they're just going to fight randomly at all. And they're 4k, 3k ahead, which is a good goal lead, by the way. And enemy team has this warded and this warded, right? And that's not possible at all. This should be, if we put the red side team vision right now, this is the red side vision. Sure, they have some normal wards, but I mean, at least they have that. They need a control ward here. They could have a control ward here. They could have Vladimir control ward here. And I'm not even asking 5 out of 5, right? I'm asking at least 3 out of 5 control wards. Maybe if you have 4, you can put one here. And now you have a really nice setup of vision that covers the entire fight. And now where you place your normal wards from Jana is going to be in this area. Okay, and the same goes for the Nashor and so on. So they are going for an objective. Everyone has the ability to buy a control ward, and they don't. So if you are playing in your game and you are going to set up an objective and you have gold for a control ward, buy one. It makes a huge difference to place it in the bushes and even on the dragon pit or whatever, because it denies so much vision and they need to go blind. And if they need to go blind, it's really, really bad for the enemy team and really good for you, because it opens so many windows of engage, poke, finish the objective without them noticing, trapping, turning, and all the time that I play support, of course, because I'm a support main, I buy control wards, I place it. If my team doesn't buy control wards, it takes forever, 5 to 10 more minutes to close the game, and it's not a joke, because right now we are seeing a dragon setup, but imagine you are doing it on the Nashor. if you don't have your control wards like placed properly, then the Nashor is not going to be able to be killed, because the enemy will always have vision, and because they always have vision and can enter area all the time, then you are not going to end the game, because you kind of need the Nashor to end the game. Final example, guys, the most important, well, not the most important, every point is important, but here it's the classic. The classic, what's the classic is, I'm going to pause here for a second. 23 minutes in, 23 minutes in. How much is the goal lead? 5k. They just killed a member of the enemy team. The situation in the map is the following one. There's bounties on the map as well for red side team. What should red side team do? This is a Platinum 4 game. Just do Nashor. Why they don't do Nashor? If you look at the here, down, the first Nashor they get is at 33 minutes. And the game ends at 38 minutes. Guys, just get Nashor. Why they don't get Nashor here? Why you guys are so afraid of doing Nashor? Now, no one just go Nashor, and if they come, you fight them. It's so simple as that. They go on Fiora. Fiora ends up killing Yone. No, Yone survives. Now you push the wave, and you have a free access to the enemy Nashor. Look where enemy team is. They are all in base. They need to defend the waves, and now you can just set it up. You have some, you can get some vision down here and here with the trinkets. And if they walk up, you just stop doing it and fight them. You are 5v4. Yasuo is still dead for 22 seconds, death timer. All right. So one of the main reasons as well of people not closing out games is you are afraid of doing Nashors early. It's not even early, 23 minutes when you have 31 kills and you are so strong. When you have 2 to 3 items, you should be able to do Nashor every single time when someone dies. And a tip for you guys is that the third dragon, usually, or the dragon that you do around minute 22, 23, 26, around this timer, if you do a dragon around 22 minutes to 26 minutes, and you have a successful dragon fight, means that, let's say they do this dragon, okay? They do this dragon, and now they get a kill, 1 or 2 kills, because there's a fight. You are always able to do Nashor after the dragon. That's why it's so important, the third dragon fight or the fourth dragon fight. It depends if you did it early or not. Because if that fight is a good fight and you are still healthy, like let's say here, this is a good pick, you are able to run directly to Nashor and do it. Once you have Nashor, you are going to just snowball the game, open the base, and once you open the enemy base, you're going to finish way earlier, and not like guys, it's a 36-minute game for no reason at all. And sure, they won here, but there are plenty of samples, and you guys know it, where you were ahead, and because enemy scaled better and no one was doing anything on the map, and everyone was doing 1-3-1 as we explained, doing objective without buying correct vision and getting an objective stolen or a bad fight, or someone got picked off, you are going to lose the game, and it's very frustrating, right? So learn how to accelerate the games and close out the games, okay? So first of one, 1-3-1 is not good. Second of one, buy control wards. Not everyone has to buy it. If everyone buys it, it's perfect, but it will help create better windows of opportunity, better traps, better picks, avoid you getting picked off, and better objective setup. At the end of the day, you want the objectives to win the game. And third one, do Nashor when you can. Force it when you have 2 to 3 items, someone of enemy team is dead, then it's a free opportunity for them to come and fight you, or you just take it for free. A lot of difference between lower elo and high elo is people being smart enough to start Nashor and get the buff. And if you are confident that you can get Nashor, just ping it in game, and your team will follow 100%, because I do it every time when I'm ranking up from unranked to master, and yeah, that works. Guys, remember to subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and till next time, bye bye.